Hi everyone, welcome to MGS Coaching Football. Thank you for watching my channel. Today in this video, I want to talk to you about one of our rifle package stunts that we call drive. All right, specifically drive to or away and what we're driving to or away from, right? That's all part of it. So this is part of what we call a rifle package, which are our run line stunts. All right, so non-subscribers right out of the gate, push the button and subscribe so you can get access to the whole thing, including the introduction to what the rifle package is and what defines a run line stunt versus a pass line stunt, all that good stuff. So this again, it's going to be, we call it drive to or away. And today, for our purposes, you can do it for different ways depending on what you're trying to defend. We're going to be driving to or away from the tight end. Okay, so this is 11 personnel, one back, one tight end. Okay, again, you can drive two away from other things, but for the purposes of this video, it's going to be the tight end. All right. After I go through the key points to drive, okay, both to and away, included why you would use drive, okay, and when you would use drive, another way to say it. Over here, I'm going to diagram a drive to, the tight end's on the right. Down here, drive away because, again, the tight end's on the right. Okay? And specifically, this is great versus inside zone, outside zone, zone scheme. This tends to be really effective for, but still, we have other things that we can use. So, again, why we would use the drive is the last part of the background information on drive itself. Okay, so first up, drive to and away. So the simplicity of it, whether it's drive to the tight end or drive away from the tight end, and in this case, right, it's 11 personnel, it's the same technique. There's no new learning. They just learn essentially what the steps are, their aiming points and drive, and then how to do it. Okay? Beautiful thing. So it starts with involves all three defensive linemen. Okay? Doesn't matter if they're the back side of the call, front side of the call, doesn't matter if it's the nose, all three guys are doing the same thing. It's a one gap movement, which makes it the same as slant. So again, non-subscribers, push the button. Drive is similar to slant, but with a change in the footwork and the aiming point, and the reason for the change in the footwork and the aiming point. Okay? So the technique's the big key here. All right? So here's the footwork, and this is different than the slant. Okay, subscribers? It's a lateral crossover step. Okay, so 2 feet, bang, bang. Okay, if I'm going to my right foot is lateral, crossover with the left. If I'm going to my left foot is lateral, crossover with my right. Okay, so if I'm going right, lateral right. If I'm going left, lateral left. And that means left foot, right foot. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. And then here's the key. They have to get vertical in the gap. And that's why the first step is lateral, and then the crossover step is the vertical step, and then obviously lateral crossover, getting vertical, continuing to get vertical. And I'll bring all that together when I get to the diagram. Okay, so lateral crossover, get vertical in the gap. And now the aiming point is the near, or what we call the gap shoulder to you. Okay, so if I'm going this way, when I show you, the aiming point is the guy I'm on, his shoulder in the gap I'm penetrating. Okay? And so if that shoulder is coming to me as I'm penetrating, then I continue to penetrate. The key to this thing is penetration. Penetrate, penetrate, penetrate. Right? One way most effective way, I should say, to destroy the zone scheme is with penetration. Right? You force the back to make immediate decisions and immediate cuts. Okay? So when that gap side shoulder is coming to you, you penetrate and peel. Penetrate and peel. Penetrate and peel. And I'll show you that. Contrary, or on the outside of that, flip side of that, right? If the gap shoulder is going away from me, penetrate, 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 but now you bend. Penetrate and bend. Penetrate and bend. Penetrate and bend. Falls right in line with everything we tell our defensive linemen. If you're on the play side, you peel. If you're on the back side, you bend. Right? P play side, P peel. B backside, B bend. That's how we do it. Okay? We always talk about play fast. That's here. So if you want your guys to play fast with their feet, they've got to be able to play fast up here, right? If you're thinking, you're stinking. Every saying that's ever been used, whatever applies to you, okay? So that is what drive is, which I'll bring to life for you very quickly. So, right, the big key, when do we use this? Why do we use this? First thing, as you watch your film, if the offensive linemen you're going against are faster than you, right? When you slant, which is at an angle, chances are they're just going to wash you down. And when you don't penetrate, you get washed, it just opens up gaps and makes it much harder to defend. Okay? So it's typically it's all of these things, but it might just be more one than the other. Okay? I want to be clear on that. If the offensive line is faster and the slant's not going to work, we'd use the drive. But we'd have the slant available. If, number two, the offensive line is deeper aligned, more like a level 3, so they're off the ball, we might use the drive. If they're both faster and deeper, it's a given. Okay, it's a given. If they're one of the others, we might decide to use it. Okay, so bottom line is we go into every game. See, most of the team, every team we play has a zone. Most are zone first teams. So both drive and slant are a part of every game plan that we do. Okay, I'm just trying to teach you the nuances as the coach, how you make the proper best decision to utilize one or the other. So today the focus is the drive. Okay. So the O-line's faster, the O-line's aligned deeper, level 3. Okay, and then what that does, if you decide when you decide to use the drive, is it changes the aiming point to the gap edge of the man they're on. Gap edge of the man they're on. Okay. So today we're in what we call our base 3-4. Okay, our 3-4 front, both top and the bottom. So up top, it's drive 2. The tight end is right, so therefore we make a call, ringo, ringo, ringo. So the defensive line knows they're going to execute this to the right. So I'm going to do this in red. Defensive linemen are in green. The 4 linebackers are in red. I didn't even put the secondary up there. Okay? So I'll start and go from left to right. So lateral, crossover, penetrate, right? Lateral, crossover, continue. Now, once you cross over, you just continue working to penetrate straight, north and south, right? So there it is. So before I do anything else, how it impacts your inside linebackers, he's still a 51 technique. So C gap, play side to the left, A gap, play away from him, 31, B gap, plays on his side, opposite A gap, plays away from him. Okay, so pretty straightforward that way. Okay, so this is what I mean by when we talk about the near edge, right? Gap shoulder. It's to you. Penetrate and peel. So as you go, that edge is coming to you. That edge is coming to you. The edge is coming to you. Peel. Penetrate and peel. Penetrate and peel. So for these guys, okay, this would be peel. Right? To him, it's coming to him. We still consider it a peel, even though he's on the back side of the play. Okay, so for anybody that's going to, well, wait a minute, coach. Plays over here, doesn't that mean he's on the back side? The answer is yeah, it does. But you want your guys to play fast, they got to play fast up here, to play fast down here. The near edge gap shoulder's coming to him, he's peeling with it. Same direction. Okay, same direction. So to answer the question, coach, when they're deep and he starts penetrating and it's coming to him, it happens so fast. We get those guys, we teach them. It's like a full sprint up the field, low through the chutes. And then we give them the read simultaneously. It happens. This takes place on his side of the football, meaning the offensive lineman's side. It takes place where his heels were in his stance. Believe me, it does. This is full speed, as fast as you can penetrate movement. And that's why when you have your practices, you make sure you've got time to work on that every single day. It's part of the everyday drills, baby. Every day. Okay? So down here, it's drive away. Tight end's right against, so now it's lucky, lucky, lucky. So now left crossover, left lateral crossover, left lateral crossover. So I'm going to show you now the gap edge working away from them. So you got the same play going the same direction. So this shoulder, if he's going this way, this shoulder's working away from him. Penetrate and bend. So now, right, there it is. He's technically on the play side. These guys are both technically on the back side, so they're bending. He's play side, but that's still what we're going to say is a bend technique because the shoulder's working opposite of the direction you're going. So when you teach this, you don't teach the movement, you're on the play side or you're on it. No. In relationship to that shoulder, when it works away from you, you bend with it, regardless if you're technically on the play side or the back side. Huge coaching point. And that's up to you to make sure you explain that to your players. Okay, when you're executing a run line stunt, we don't necessarily talk to you about you're on the actual play side of it. No. Your movements in relation to the aiming point shoulder that you're looking at, right? Your visual key lets you know what movement to use. And it's either peel or bend, regardless of which direction the play itself is in. Okay? So hopefully that makes sense. If not, please contact me, Coach mjsullivan@gmail.com. You see that up here? Okay? And I'd be happy to get back to you. And if we need to, we set up a Zoom call.